As we arrive at Labor Day weekend, this turned out to be a newsworthy week for the economy. Today's data shows inflation is mostly steady, although the core inflation number, which does not include food and energy prices, that ticked up a bit. We also saw numbers this week showing the economy grew in the second quarter. And that is just part of what's going on when it comes to the Trump administration. NBC's Kristen Welker joining us on our usual Friday afternoon chats. Kristen, thank you so much for being here. And I'm sure the president would like to focus on things like the economy, but he's also making headlines for other things, including threats to send the National Guard to other U.S. cities. How is that playing out right now?
Well, there's been a fierce backlash, Faith, and Democrats are really focusing their attention on that very issue that you mentioned. They point to the fact that many Republican-led states actually have higher crime rates than places like D.C. and Chicago, which is where the White House is signaling it may put its focus next. Tom Homan, the border czar, saying that they're moving to enact an ICE crackdown in the city of Chicago. Well, the governor of Illinois firing back, Governor Pritzker, basically warning President Trump not to come into his state, saying, Mr. President, do not come to Chicago. You are neither wanted here nor needed here. Of course, all of this comes against the backdrop of the midterm elections steadily starting to ramp up. And this is the type of face-off that we're seeing play out. Now, of course, President Trump is hoping to really put Democrats in a box to paint them as weak on crime. So the question becomes, will Democrats' public posture, their fight mode, be enough to really help them, politically speaking, overcome this onslaught by the president?
Now, it's also been a week of upheaval at the Federal Reserve and, of course, right here in Atlanta at the CDC. So, Kristen, President Trump is trying to, it seems like he's trying to assert control over federal agencies once seen as immune from political interference. How far does this go? That's the question a lot of people have.
Well, it's a really important question. And the fact that he's moving to try to oust Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook, that he removed the head of the CDC, Susan Menarez, and it's really raising questions for a lot of people, the president's critics say, about whether these agencies can be trusted if they are not independent, if the president puts allies and those who basically agree with whatever he says in these high-profile positions. This is the battleground on which the president is fighting, and again, it's not just one agency, it's multiple agencies. Will Congress do anything to try to stop him or block him when they are back? That's what we'll be watching very closely to see, Faith.
We will all be watching. Kristen, thank you so much. Meet the Press airs Sunday morning at 10, followed by the Georgia Vote here on 11 Alive. We'll see you then.